Hello, everyone, and welcome to Twillow Talk. I'm Tanys Coughlan from the Twillow Lifestyle Community, Twillow Lifestyle Academy, and I know it's a bit of a announcer kind of voice I use, isn't it? Anyway,
it's good.
I maybe need to adjust that. It gave me the giggles today. Anyway, so and I'm joined by my co-host Jennifer Jurkofsky.
Hello.
How are you today, Jen?
Doing all right. It's a rainy day. But it doesn't feel like a rainy day energy today, which is really interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what is going on in the energy. It feels, I'm still coming down from the eclipse energy. I think I'm feeling like it's a bit chaotic and, stuff.
Well, I mean, we've got the partial eclipse that happened, but the new moon, and the equinox, and like there's all these energies that we're in the midst of.
We are indeed. And we have, as for the other stuff, let's take a look. So our Schumann is fairly quiet, but it's not at our baseline 7.8 hertz. It's still a little bit elevated in terms of that, but fairly calm looking when you look at that screen versus all the white that we've had on and off. And then we have
part of it though. We're getting so used to, I think, so much.
Yeah.
I think there's maybe a shift that happens in us now that when we're not feeling all of that, we're kind of like, what's going on?
That is kind of how I feel, actually. It's like that. I'm like, when it's quiet like that, I'm like, I don't know what's happening. What's going on here? And our solar flares are fairly even too. Nothing too big there. So that's kind of cool. And then we've got the KP index, which is quiet as well. So really we're pretty quiet overall. Lost for words I am. I know it's rare, but yeah, it happens.
It's okay. The doggos are not at a loss for words.
Yes. Well, we should say hello to a few of the people that are arriving, and then we should do your let's find out what's in the
transits.
Because I have a feeling those are loaded today. So we have Fogo Poco. Hey, Kaylee.
Hello.
Thank you. And we have Sue Toffee. Hello. Welcome.
Galactic Akashic reading from Diane yesterday. Awesome. All right. You were telling everyone about the Lyran Legacy, though. That's awesome.
Isn't that nice? That's awesome. Hello, Barbara.
Hi, Barbara.
Oh, thank you.
Aw, thanks.
Thank you. That's awesome. Always great to have you guys here and sharing the energy. And the dogs love the company, really.
It's because people are getting home, probably. Right. It's about that time of day.
Yes, gotcha. So what's going on with our transits? Because there's more. So the other thing that came up for me is that there's got to be more light codes and stuff coming in that we're not measuring, right, with science right now. Because I think there's just so much chaotic energy. And I mean, eclipse energy is like that anyway. But we should be sort of starting to ramp that down. I didn't feel that today. So let's see what are in the transits for today.
Well, today we switched transits as well. And so we just entered the gate 46. It is the gate of pushing upward or the determination of self. This is the gate for the love of the body. So in the G center, there's different gates and they have different loves, right? And this one is that place of being able to connect with matter, right, and the physical. And so it's really interesting. Like here we are, and we're there's not all these solar flares happening. There's not all this stuff going on, and we really are in this energy of being very grounded and here. And we're going, what is happening? Because we're so used to this shifting that's taking us out of that energy. But it is an important piece to be able to also remain grounded and to be in the body. And this energy is very much about the body is the temple. And so holding that space for that. Now, in the Gene Keys, we look at the shadow of seriousness that moves us to the siddhi, or the enlightened state of ecstasy, through the gift of delight. And, Richard talks about this and he says, only ecstasy can silence the mind. Only ecstasy can solve the problems of the world. Only ecstasy can lead to world peace and universal love. And what he's talking about here when we're looking at this is that full flowing embodiment, right? That sacred rapture that can happen when we allow ourselves to really be present and allow ourselves to be here for this experience, right?
Yeah.
But shadow comes in, the shadow of seriousness. And in the Gene Keys, Richard tells the story of the rainmaker, the sorcerer who uses these gifts to influence the weather. But what he talks about is how, what the rainmaker really is he knows how to follow the signs of the rain, right? And when it's going to come and when it's going to end and all of that. And so what he's talking about is how, within us, we get very caught up in trying to make sense of everything. We get very caught up in again, the seriousness of it. And how that can cause us to almost walk around with this cloud, like, the cartoon characters that you see with like the storm cloud over their head.
Yeah.
Right. And we see that, and where everything just seems to go wrong. And it's because when we're really in that place of deep seriousness, we're out of synchronicity, right? We're not in alignment in that space. And so we look at this and go, okay, well, then what does he mean by seriousness? Because there's times where we have to be serious and all of that. But for the Gene Keys, what he's talking about with seriousness is this wishing or wanting or longing for something different than what is, right? Instead of really being present and in a place of connection and love, right? We're trying to maintain control because we want things to be this way or that way. And that ends up causing separation and pain and misalignment in our journey,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that ability to really be grounded and be present is a beautiful gift if we can do it, because that's where delight can show up, right? It's this gentle but magnetic ease with the body, right? This ability to play, to have embodied curiosity, to notice. We say so often, like, open and curious, that ability to kind of have that childlike wonder, like we've talked about before, and accept all of the little synchronicities that happen and hold space for what's possible. Right. And so, we can get really caught up in wanting it to be a certain way, so much so that we actually miss the possibilities, right? Because we put on those blinders and it's like, this is what I have to have in order to be okay. Not realizing that, like, that beautiful synchronicity and that beautiful synchronicity are all showing me what would be helpful and what would, allow me to have joy and all of that in my experience. Right. So if we can that.
What does he define as ecstasy? That was the piece that came up for me.
Yeah. For him, it is, that full embodiment, right? He talks about it as sacred rapture, right? So in simply being, it says, orgasmic living.
Yeah. Well, that's what it brought to mind. So that's why I was like, is that really what he's talking about, or is there something further?
Yeah, it's that ability to enjoy with all the senses.
Okay.
Right?
Being
And
sensual with life. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's because when we're in that place, it's no longer about, am I physical or am I spiritual? They merge. And that's the ecstasy, when the body and the spirit merge in this kind of luminous presence,
Right.
where we're able to be truly all that we are in our experience.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Right? So, okay, like, that seems so like big concept, but like, okay, let's make it practical. Like, somatic practices can help with that. Deliberate breath, being able to do like the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, where it's like 5 things I see, 4 things I feel, 3 things I smell, 2 things I taste, 1 thing, and so on. I think it's only 1 thing I taste, and hearing is in there, and I skipped that one. But you get the idea, right? Yeah. It's that ability to really be intentional in the moment, to hold space for like, what is it that's going to bring me delight right now, right? I had a little bit of a snack earlier. I was like, okay, I just want to grab a little something. I have this delicious sourdough bread, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna put some butter on it. And I taste it. I'm like, oh, that's so good. I'm like, oh, maybe I want a little bit of peanut butter. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of that on there. And it's, oh, that's so good too, right? And just that ability to like be really present, and just the delight that comes from having the experience.
Okay, but the real question is, did you do your happy dance?
Oh, yes. Of course.
So we have some, and this is actually what Kaylee said, which is very related. So funny, what came to mind when you said orgasmic living was eating a strawberry after a 24-hour fast. It was the best strawberry I'd ever eaten.
Uh-huh. Absolutely. And you were present in that moment with that strawberry. And that's what it's about, right? Have you, ever been able to go out and have a really nice meal and just savor it, right? That every bite is just like, I just want to taste it forever kind of feeling.
It's like melting chocolate in your mouth and just letting it be there.
I think I actually remember bringing you a cookie at one point from a bakery.
Oh, yes.
Amazing bakery. And you were like, it's like almost as good as an orgasm. And I love that, because it was that moment of like absolute presence with all of the flavors and all of that. But that's really what it's about, being able to take delight. And then we end up in that frequency of delight. Right. And we're able to then, radiate that through our experience. And then all of a sudden we start noticing the synchronicities, right? Something seems to fall into place, or we pause, and then we're able to receive. And we don't have to worry about, explaining it away. It's like, oh yeah, that was the universe. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Right? And then the constriction that we feel, because there is a lot of constriction, especially for those of us who are in this place where we're experiencing the 3D and we're experiencing the 5D, and we've had maybe these lifetimes in other, as galactics or other beings, where we realize like this experience, there is such a density to it comparatively. And that can feel really constrictive. And that can make us get really serious about the whole thing. But to be able to bring in that playfulness, right? To dance, to sing, to laugh, go hug a tree, smell a flower, whatever it is that's going to just shift that and open into the more expansive energy. And then that is where that ecstasy lies.
Well, kind of like going to a concert. I went to a concert on the weekend, and everybody was up on their feet dancing, so it was like it's like that whole sensory experience when you're doing that kind of thing. It was cool. And Kaylee says, ooh, you have a happy dance too.
Absolutely. A happy dance, sometimes even a happy song. It just depends on the mood.
I can attest to that. Yeah. We want to say hello to Viviani. Welcome. Oh, good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you, Hypnot City. You arrived as well.
Hello.
Melanie, welcome. Oh, she's got the heat pump repair guy there, so she's lurking. She's not fully present. Fair enough.
Lurk away.
Lurk away. We're happy to have you in whatever form. And welcome to Lady Annie.
Hello,
hey, Annie.
hello.
Welcome. Good to see you. I was thinking about you the other day, actually. Yes. We were at different concerts, but both very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, it's that moment of being so present and wrapped up in the moment and the energy of the moment and all of that.
Yeah. So, sensuality. It's being wrapped up in the moment and being engaging in your senses, right?
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. It's an interesting thing too, because you think about the power that has, right? To be fully engaged in the moment with all of our senses. And then you think about how so many different, teachings that have tried to stifle all of what we are have made sensuality into this like negative thing where it's like, oh no, you can't be sensual. But I loved like Kaylee's example of the strawberry. Like, that's such a sensual moment of pure ecstasy going, this is a delicious strawberry.
Exactly. Yeah, sensuality doesn't have to be sexual in a way, right? It's really about the senses. So, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I feel society makes us see sensual as something not necessarily positive. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh,
well, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of
love and light there
and stuff going on, and
yeah,
I think she's sending out little moments of, hey,
love bursts.
Care of me.
Love bursts.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you do in your day-to-day? Is there anything that you will catch you and will in that moment make you stop and really be present? Is there anything that comes up for you that you go, oh, and then immediately you're just brought right back in? Like, I talk about food because food definitely does that for me. Right? But is there anything for you that does that?
I think getting in the hot tub does that for me. Because our hot tub is outside, and so I get in and then I'm feeling all of the breeze and the water on the skin. So it's a very sensual kind of experience because it's engaging all the senses, right? And you can smell in the fall, you can smell the fall leaves coming down, or you can hear the birds chirping. So even if I don't have the jets on, like, you can hear the birds chirping and all of that stuff. So it's for me, that's something that I'm very present. I mean, water does it for me, really, because I can be in the shower too. With the smell of shampoo. I use essential oil shampoo and stuff. So just really being in with that as well, I would say.
Yeah, waterfall is wonderful for that. It's a tongue twister myself for no reason here. Water, wonderful.
Here's another one: going for a walk, hearing the wind through the leaves and the trees. Yeah.
Yes.
That's a great one.
Absolutely.
Bowl of strawberries. They smelled like strawberries, so it was so strawberry-ish. Very good.
Awesome.
Or swinging on a swing.
Oh, yeah.
Even at 37, I love to swing. I can't do the swings anymore. I wish I could, but I can't.
Yeah. Not the way I used to when we'd go all the way. No, I can't do that anymore, but more power to you, man.
Yeah, exactly. We're a little older than she is. When I do my art, it grounds me. Yes, I have had that experience as well when I'm painting or drawing. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Do you know if volcanoes talk to each other? I'm thinking about Mount Rainieri and Mount Shasta. The whole Earth talks to each other, so I would say that is definitely a distinct possibility. That's what I would say. The ley lines are like connectors, right? So we have ley lines going from a lot of different, all the way through the Earth with different things. So it's an interesting topic to get into in terms of that. So
yeah, we've got all the ley lines, and then we've got the crystalline grid, and
exactly.
And then all of the elementals.
Yeah.
Right? Like there are so many
all
things.
The roots of all the trees and that all carry information, right? It's like a big relay system. So, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Ring of Fire is a connected network.
Yeah. Well, and to hypnicity there, I used to stand on swings, same, not anymore, same. But there is that moment of like, when you're just that free kind of movement and the air is coming back and forth and the body, you very much feel it, which because the vertigo stops that, it's because the body feels it so much. Right.
That was what happened to me.
Be really present with it in order to, not fall off. Right. And so there is that, really grounding experience, even if you are kind of flying through the air.
The grounding is when you fall off and you hit the earth.
That's a different kind of grounding.
Different kind of grounding. Yeah.
I've had those kinds of groundings too.
Yeah, they're not much fun. Yes, it could be. Is it because we feel more connected to our spirit form in that moment?
That ability to fly or float.
The floating, yeah.
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 Yeah. And yet all of our physical senses are activated.
Yeah. But that connects, right? So it's very much an integration time. Like you were saying, how the ecstasy connects spirit and energetic and physical, right?
Yeah.
Hypnicity says her tinnitus has gotten much more pronounced since Friday. I have to admit, I've had bouts of ear ringing more, like noticed it more in the last week. So since Friday, I don't know whether it was exactly Friday that I started noticing it, but I have noticed that happening.
Yeah. Interesting. What's trying to come through?
I don't know. I guess we'll have to see. Yeah, I think there's some downloads and stuff, and I'm getting tingles on my head for that. And I'm also thinking, what's coming through is that there's some master keys that are being placed for people as well. So master keys, of course, are energetic code keys, not like gold keys.
I mean, they could, show up that way.
They could, but they're going to like integrate into your energy.
Yeah.
Oh, where are we here? Annie says, playing with my great niece and nephew and my step granddaughter. Kids are awesome. They do bring out that playfulness, don't they?
Yeah, they remind us that it is okay to still play.
Yes. So that's another question. What is play for you guys? Because that's the other thing, right? Yeah, I've had it in both ears like that too, and it is a bit different than what I've had before. So I think that's this new stuff, right? We are switching over to other. I know that they're changing our DNA structure, and I think that that's been pushed forward over the weekend. And I'm not sure why it happens around this time, but maybe it's because it's the equinox and stuff. It's definitely a time of transformation, right? And as we release things, we bring more things in. So I think that the equinox is really about releasing, and the new moon is always about bringing new things in. So really it's kind of like doing this. Okay, bring that in, get rid of that, bring that in.
A little bit activity all over. But that's the beautiful thing, because, we, in order for anything new to come in, we always have to be releasing.
That's right. Yeah. So, if we're crying a lot and stuff, that's a good release. So, or sleeping a lot. I know there's been a lot of sleep required by many in the last little bit, including myself. And that's a way that we process the info and all that stuff.
Well, and it's interesting, the whole tinnitus piece, because, I was saying it, but not like in jest, but not really, like, oh, there's a message or there's something trying to come through. Yeah. And, a big thing that can be there with tinnitus is, like, are you not listening to yourself? Is there something that's coming up for you, or something that maybe your intuition is telling you or trying to tell you, and you're not listening to it? Right? And so that happens often, and that tinnitus can come in, and it's a thing of like, listen, but because there's nothing there to listen to other than the ringing, it's like, oh, it's not necessarily an external thing that I'm meant to listen to. Maybe there's something internal that I'm meant to be listening to right now. And so if there's anything that's going on where you feel like, your intuition is trying to tell you something and you don't really want to hear it, or you realize that maybe you're not going in the direction you want to be going in, or I don't know, like there's some conflict or something going on, like just give yourself some time and grace and compassion to sit with that for a little bit. Especially right now, because it's such a beautiful time to be in the body with this energy, to sit with that and go, okay, what is it that would actually light me up, bring this body to that place of joy and delight and ecstasy? And, sometimes that is because we're meant to start listening to ourselves a little bit more. Or a lot of it more, depending on the situation.
So Annie says, do you think that messages meant for me are still coming through? My life has been a little busy this past year, so I haven't had full capacity to slow down. I don't want to miss anything. I don't think you're going to miss anything that's meant for you, right? We don't. It comes up. They'll just keep at us until we get it.
Yeah.
So,
and if we don't eventually get it, then they go here, and then we go, oh,
that's what's coming. Yeah.
Yeah.
This sounds like an interesting one. How I learned to fly a spaceship.
Oh, cool.
That sounds fascinating.
Kaylee
says she started reading it, but she hasn't finished it yet. Fascinating.
Okay. Very cool.
What is the source of the master key downloads? Galactic downloads is more or less what, I guess I should leave that while we answer. I would say for what I've been getting is that they're galactic downloads. And so it's about the enlightenment and ascension process and what we have to do in order to ready ourselves as a group, as people. So from Source and the Galactic Federation, which are downloading some things to us to help support us through stuff. That's my understanding.
Yeah. I mean, when you think of master key, I think our own kind of semantics around it would be, source. But there's master keys for different things. Yeah. And right now, a big part of what we've been getting is that galactic connection because of the way things are going to be shifting. Yeah. And so, to get to that place of that master key, I think for me is that ability to understand our mission here. Yeah. And truly understand what that is. And so the master key is going to allow that to come forward. in whatever way it needs to open and unlock that aspect within you.
Yeah. You can't look it up on the internet by that. Just saying.
By what?
I thought, oh, I'll Google it and see what it says. Yeah, no, it goes into all this IT stuff. Well, because I thought maybe there's more to this that I've missed. I thought, well, let's see what the Master Google says. Well, Master Google is caught up in their IT world. So
Yeah. No. Well, and you're not going to get your master key through Google. That's for darn sure.
No. It wouldn't come that way, but information sometimes comes that way, but not today.
No, I really do think it is that galactic piece. And, we were talking about this even when the book was coming through, the Lyran Legacy, because it was that, like, okay, this is a big thing. And I remember saying, like, we talked about keys coming in, and I had these different lifetimes all come in, and they were all different keys.
Yes.
Right. But then there was this, oh no, this is the one I need to focus on right now. So this was the master key that was coming in order to really channel all of what was that lifetime to be able to go, okay, this is the energy I need right now in order to move me into my next phase of life and what that looks like. And so I think for each of us, that master key is uniquely ours, but it's going to open us to these other energies that are also a part of us. Mm-hmm. But that we're it's going to help us to be able to step into those energies here, because I think all of us who all have this galactic heritage, because we do, have these different things to step into, and not everybody's going to want to step into it, and that's okay. But for those who do, this is an opportunity to really have that kind of DNA shift, because it shifts us on a very deep cellular level to be able to really hold that energy, right? I think that's part of that shift that you were talking about earlier about how, our entire makeup is shifting. Yeah. And we know that the design of us is, even in human design, where it talks about our genetic blueprint, and Ra has the 2027 prophecy that's talking about how the whole blueprint's changing.
Yeah. We're going from that carbon base to a silica base, which is a totally new rewiring of how we process energy through the body, how we process anything through the body, right?
Yeah. And so these master keys, I think you said it beautifully, Tanys, that these master keys are these galactic connections. They're galactic memories that are coming in, that we are meant to, embody. And in order to do that, we have to allow ourselves to integrate with that energy.
And that's why they're coming in stages. I mean, we can't just have all of our memories come in right away, because our brain would not handle it very well. So we need to be able to do it in stages.
We didn't handle it well when we were galactics and had the capacity for it back during the star immersion. That was like ridiculous. So what we have now coming in, it's like Earth's equivalent of it, because we just aren't made the same way to take it all in at once.
Yeah, we just can't, right? That's when the brain would stop processing if it took all that information. So it's kind of like, I like to see it as the keys open doors for you for different opportunities in your life, whether it's opening a galactic lifetime, whether it's opening, a new ability to do something. I like to see them as like keys to open opportunity for you. Mm-hmm. But memory, galactic is the focus at the moment. Yeah. I had a new memory come back. We had a beautiful healing last week with someone, and I won't mention names, but we had this whole healing in a dragon temple, which was beautiful. It was such an amazing experience. So that was a galactic lifetime, and it was a healing on one that I wasn't aware of until then. So that's why I say when there's keys coming through, you get these clippets from other lifetimes that bring back more of your memory from some of these other things that happen.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's, I'm seeing that a lot where people are going, oh, this memory just came through, or, oh, I'm, starting to, experience this, or I suddenly have this interest and I don't know where that came from. And it's all these beautiful openings. And we get to go, oh, okay. Like, let me dive into this a little bit. And then we dive into it and we go, every part of me is tingling right now. Like, this is a big deal thing. And then we go,
yeah,
okay, I have to integrate. Give me, some time. And then all of a sudden it's, oh, now I have this memory or this, unfolding that's happening. It's such a beautiful thing too, because it's the way that it happens is different for each of us. And each time it happens, it's different for each of us.
Yeah, they happen in different ways for sure. There's times when I just get like a download of information and I'm sitting in meditation and I start seeing this movie in my head, or there'll be like snapshots here and there as I go. And I'll be like, oh, that's different. Oh, that's different. Or somebody will tell me something and it'll spark a remembering. So yeah, it's all different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And I think this time right now that we're in, where it's not so, there's not so many of the solar flares happening. So the Schumann is more gentle. It is that integration time period, right? But that doesn't mean that things have stopped coming in. And so
it's keep getting it. It's just
yeah, it just might not be as intense. We might not. It's funny because there's like, that we live in this kind of binary world, and so some people might feel even more exhausted, whereas other people might feel more energized because of the shift. And so just notice how it impacts you, and how you're showing up with it, just to be able to have that self-compassion and that gentleness through the process.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Well, it might be, I was thinking too that I might be getting more ear ringing because of our new purchases.
Oh, except that I'm not getting ear ringing, but
You're not.
that
Okay.
might be.
It could be
Although
part of mine.
I have to say, like, since it's so funny because I know, okay, new purchases. So we got some Moldavite for each of us.
Shall we show?
We can.
Yeah, that's fine. See? Ring.
I was going to just show it on its own, but I've got it with a different one. But it's on there with another ring. But that's okay.
She's got the teardrop one.
Yeah. But what I've found, because I know, a lot of people talk about how it's very tingly and all of that. I feel more grounded with it on than I do without.
I think I do too, actually.
Which is a really interesting shift.
Yeah.
In terms of the energies. So that being said, I can't sleep with it anywhere near me.
I've been sleeping with it and sleeping well. Actually.
Okay.
I've been sleeping better with it than I was last week.
Yeah, I was sleeping well. I mean, it's only been 2 nights. The first night I didn't sleep very well, but that could also be the dogs and the cats and all the other stuff that was going on. But last night I just put it in the room, like I left it in my office, and then I was, and I was like, okay. But the whole day I felt more like energized, but grounded and all of that. So it's been a really interesting experience in terms of like the energy around it and that connection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. But I think it was that moment where we both like put it on, and there was one that fit each of us, and it was ones that we loved. And then we went, like, it feels like home.
It does. Just that feels moment. Like home. We need to do this. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly. It is interesting like that, right? Everyone has their own experiences It shows you how one crystal could work with somebody, but not with another. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And in general, I was interested to see if I would sleep well or not, because of, crystals do sing, and it's pretty loud, this one. So I wasn't sure, but mind you, I've got a lot going on this week with family stuff. So maybe I'm just tired enough to sleep through. But
well, and also though, it might be helping you to navigate all of that.
It might, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We've had a loss in the family. That's why I'm saying that. So it's just been a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. But the fact that it has that kind of grounding energy,
it can help.
Might be really, really helpful to sleep and hold that space.
Yeah.
It's just such a fascinating thing, because I always thought, I always felt connected to it, but I always thought if I ever get a stone of it, like I was anticipating it was going to feel a certain way. And then when it felt so different than what I had thought it would feel like, I was like, oh, okay. That's really I find those things fascinating.
It is. Yeah. Thank you, Kaylee. Thank you. Mm-hmm. It's funny because, we have Moldavite in the store, and I hadn't, I have a piece, of course, for myself too, but I haven't been like really drawn to it. But when I saw these, I was like totally like, we saw them in the cabinet. I'm like, can we see those? So yeah, there's something about these two that it was very meant to be. So
yeah.
Indeed.
Well, and again, it's back to that synchronicity, right? Like just being really present in the moment. I mean, that was such a lovely day. So what we're talking about is this past Saturday, I was at Singing Pebble with a Meet the Author book signing. And, so many of you came out to support, and it was just the most wonderful experience. But it was great because, there's no, rush to be anywhere else or to do something else. And we were able to really just be present and enjoy the moment. And then there was this like, ooh, tune in.
Yeah, exactly. It was so nice to walk in. I mean, that store is great too. Singing Pebble on Main Street. It's if you haven't been there and you are local in Ottawa, go check it out, because they've got an amazing selection of spiritual books and cards and all of that. So,
and a beautiful energy in the store. I know some stores you walk into and you're like, ooh, that one slapped me in the face, right? But then, but this one is just a beautiful, welcoming energy.
It is, yeah. And there's a great restaurant, Green Door, just a few doors down. And actually, is Three Trees still there? I didn't get it. I didn't look when we were there. I didn't get there that day.
Yeah, I think so.
Three Trees is a great store too. So it's a nice little mall right there on.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And then they had the farmers market across the way too. So it's worth
it's worth it. It's worth the stop for sure. Yeah. Cool. What do we got going on? Because I feel like we have a lot going on. Do we have a lot going on?
Like in terms of what's coming up?
Yeah. I feel like there's stuff going on. So, we have something in the afternoon on Wednesday.
Yeah, we're recording for Therapist in Conversation.
Yep.
That's going to come out at the 1st of October. And I think we're going to be talking about the illusion of control. So that'll be an interesting one. So if you're signed on to any of our YouTubes, I know I put it on mine. I think you might put it on yours as well, Tanys. But if you look up Therapist in Conversation, it's on theirs as well. And
we have Galactic Gab on Friday at 7:30.
Yeah.
And My Place Home Care podcast. So that's our compassionate conversation. So it's an hour-long chat. And this time we have Ellen Simoni coming on to talk about pain and stuff from a holistic perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And what else have we got?
Well, that's it for that week for me.
Yeah, we got classes. I got classes on the weekend. Lots of classes.
Lots of classes for sure. And then next weekend, so not this coming weekend, but the following weekend.
Yes, we have the Holistic Healing Fair.
Mm-hmm. So if you're local, you can come out to the Holistic Healing Fair at the Nepean Sportsplex, and we will be there. And we always ask to be next to each other, and Vanessa is normally pretty awesome at making sure that we are.
Yeah. Which is great. We do have an evening on Discord as well next week on Wednesday, October 1st.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so we're doing a Discord version of Galactic Gab at 8 p.m. And it's on the Alliance for Extraterrestrial Diplomatic Contact Discord server. So you can come and join us there. We do have a new Twillow Lifestyle one too on Discord, server on Discord. Not something I have stepped into fully yet. So it's just starting.
We're still learning Discord.
We are. We're still learning Discord. It's
so many things.
It's a new thing, but we're working hard to be updated.
I think you're working harder than me at being updated. I don't know.
We're working at it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
But yeah, that one, so the Galactic Gab that we do with Dr. Lisa Thompson, that's going to be on Friday. Is going to be like this, StreamYard, and you guys can join us in the chat, which is always wonderful, wonderful, wonderful to have you there. The one on Discord, we get to be face-to-face and have some conversations together. And it's going to be, all about the galactics, right? So we can talk about experiences and everything that's going on there. And then next week, I think it's next week. I should check it. We have a guest on.
We do. Ellen.
Ellen will be joining us. And Ellen has some galactic history. She's actually going to be speaking about Lyrans, which is like super cool. That's how we ended up connecting, was through the Lyran legacy.
Yeah.
But she also has a background in human design. And actually just did a thing that she did up for the 2027 prophecy. So maybe we could talk a little bit about that next week too. It'll be interesting to kind of deep dive into some of the changes that are coming. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff is coming up. Okay.
Well, and we're working on new courses for next year. So there's some stuff coming there in terms of that. So we're developing some of those things. Jen and I are still working behind the scenes and stuff with the Alliance for Extraterrestrial Diplomatic Contact, doing some things there, meetings and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
fun stuff coming through the works.
We're just working on the second year of the Galactic Shaman program because I just started another first year group yesterday. And the first years have asked for a second year. So we've started working on that as well. And and there's some Reiki classes coming up too, if that's what you're interested in, guys. We've got that coming up too. And coming up on the next month, we do have a Reiki 1 and a Reiki Masters. And I don't know, there's just so much on there. There's like Aqualead stuff. What?
And maybe some other energy courses coming up.
Yes. Indeed.
And it's on me to make sure I get it out.
We're working on Jen to get it out. I was doing some reading on her actually today.
On Sacrament? Super cool. I
Mm-hmm.
guess that gives it away. What we're talking about. The course is almost ready. So that'll be really fun. We'll, get that going too. And it's such a beautiful energy, right? We talk about all the different kinds of energy. And I know we've done that before. where we'll share some Reiki and then share some aqualite and some Nakti, and I go through all of the different energies just to feel, how
the different frequencies.
And I find the Sachem energy very much kind of like the Shambhala energy, in that it feels like a warm hug for me. That's how I feel that energy. So, and you guys, who I've shared it with seem to say the same. So, Keely was asking about
home play. We do have home play.
We've got our seeds from the Sacred Feminine. And I got watch your thoughts.
Oh.
Uh-oh. No, this is a beautiful one. I mean, how often do we talk about how we talk to ourselves, what's going on, what we think is still creative energy, even if we don't say it out loud. So it is important.
True. That is true.
And again, like here we are, we're talking about this energy of seriousness. That's so much about our thoughts. Yeah. Right. So it's fitting.
Indeed.
Here we go. I will read this. It says, you are a child of the Creator and a powerful creator yourself. As part of the 4 sacred bodies, you were given the mental body to activate your creative mind. All things begin as thought before moving into form. This is sacred law. Did you know that this law continues to operate whether you are aware of it or not? Many times you are creating things you don't want to experience. Become aware of your thinking patterns. Thoughts are like prayers. They are seated in the realm of the sacred feminine and begin to attract that which is like itself. Are your thoughts causing you to feel wary or worried, or joyful and serene? Thoughts will generate feelings. Listen to them. They will signal the nature of your habitual thoughts and alert you to whether they are serving you. If you are consumed with regret or lack of love or abundance, you have... Sorry, that just threw me because abundance was the opposite. Consumed with regret.
I think they mean a lack of love, a lack of abundance.
Yeah, I know, but in my mind, I just abundance, and I'm like, hold on, it caught me.
This is not compute.
For lack of abundance, you have forgotten your sacred lineage. You will feel unhappy. This feeling is a wise signal to remember who you are and stop your present course. Your thoughts are very fast. Do not fret if you are unable to catch them at first. Your skill will grow. Settle into the knowing that your thoughts are creating your world. Create a world that you want.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So use our creative powers.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Create beautiful things out there.
Well, and thinking about like everything that we shared about what brings delight, what brings that ecstasy peace, right? That sensual experiencing. And it's all about being able to have that creative energy. And so the more that we're able to, perfect, be courageous. Yes.
Be courageous. That's the other thing we're working on, actually, is a course around courageous. So we're working on something for that. Kaylee and I are working on something.
Good.
Sorry, I interrupted you.
That's okay. I don't know. They were giving me something. It's gone. I don't even know what I was saying.
Hey, can you guys coordinate that up there? Yes. And he says, love it. Yeah, courageous. If you look back at past episodes, you'll see how that all came out. We had a whole thing about courageous.
Absolutely.
Yes, so many things coming up. Like and subscribe.
Absolutely. That's the best.
Yeah, and we just did messages on the weekend. And then remember, we have the membership site, so you'll be able to get access to the whole reading if you sign up for the membership site too. It's free right now. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yay.
That's it. That's all I have.
Yeah, that's good because we're at time.
I don't know. It's a day. It's a good day though. I actually, it's a good day overall. I had a really good nap.
Nice. Haven't gotten to nap, but plan to have a chill evening. And I hope that everybody else does too. When you get to spend a good bit of time, maybe with your dinner or a snack, really just enjoying it. Maybe stepping out in the rain if it's raining out there, or the sun, wherever you are. But just allowing yourself to just be present in the moment and notice.
Yeah. And I'm doing ceremony tonight for Mavon. So that will be fun as well. So we will see you all next week, or in Galactic Gab, or any of those other things that we mentioned. Have an awesome, awesome week. Take care now.